Fiordland. We've made it. Period 1 of the Wapiti Bugle. If you can hear me, it's a bit windy out here. It's going to be a bumpy ride across the lake. Over that way. Heading up the Narrows for period 1. So, yeah. Don't know why I packed my bloody wet weather gear. She's bluebird of a day, a bit windy, but could be worse. A lot worse. So anyway, we'll get the boat in. Hopefully she starts and yeah, hit the hills. Well, she started first pop and we're off. It's about 2 o'clock now, so a bit later than we'd hoped for, but it took us a wee while to find the camp and then set it up, so yeah, not too bad. Just bombing it straight up this ridge. Starting to gain a few metres. As you can see, the lake's way down there. We've got a bit more of a load on now. Just filled the old camelback and the bottles up before venturing on upwards. Well, it's time to tuck into a bit of roast chicken and instant mashed potatoes for the night. Beauty. Well, the morning has awoken to us. Heard a couple roars last night from one stag, not too far out of camp actually, maybe 100-150 metres, so that was cool to hear. We're just going to pack up camp now, make our way up this creek, drop our packs, go for a wee hunt on this plateau on the other side of this hill that we're camping on, so and we're off into it. We're just going to ditch our packs here and cruise on over that way. There's a wee plateau there that we're going to try stalk in on, let a few roars off, see what happens. This is what it's all about, eh? Busting your ass in the rain in Fiordland, following a Wapiti track, trying to get to the tops. Epic. Keep charging. Nearly there. 50 metres to go. Just up there. Broken up onto the tops now. Jeez, massive country. Well, we're up on the top. Not on the top. Bloody magnificent. Well, I'm pretty much on the tippy top now. Don't know if you can hear me, she's blowing a gale, but we're just waiting for Dad to pop up somewhere down there and have a look over on that spur over there and see if we can't get over the top and drop into that saddle there. Because otherwise we've got to go all the way bloody back down, because I don't think anyone would want to go down there. Well, we finally found a spot to set up the tent over there. But yeah, she was a pretty bloody big day. All the way up that far ridge, up along the tops there, and then got to that rocky outcrop up the top there, and couldn't get round it, so barrel on down the hill. Oh yeah, and then we saw that young bull as we were coming down the hill there. That was pretty cool. He would have winded us long before we set eyes on him, and he was out of there after safe grounds. I just went and got some water to boil up for dinner. So yeah, I think I'm going to jump in the tent now, chuck some dry clothes on, get warm, chuck the jet boil on, get a bit of tucker into us, and then probably see you folks in the morning. Well, we've literally just got out of the tent, just got all our gear out to try air some of it out before we hit the hills, and Dad spotted a young 8-point bull and 2 cows about 200 metres way up on the hill there, which is pretty cool. Camp's all packed up. We glassed the valley for a bit while having brekkie this morning. Nothing else seen apart from those, that bull and those 2 cows. I'm gonna head way up there, try to get through that saddle today. Mate, she's hard yakka, that's for sure. Alright, so we just made it to the top. Now we're going to stop here, put the binocs to work for a bit, down to all this country beneath us. Well, we didn't pick anything up with the old binocs. We're trying to get down there to sidle around to that saddle in the distance just there, but she's vertical all along here. There's maybe one way that you could get down, but you'd have to drop your packs down with a rope because it'd be too sketchy otherwise. But I've got it. Okay. Oh, we made it down, safe and sound. It's all good. So yeah, she looks all good from here, hopefully. Well, we just spotted our first couple deer for the night. There's a red hind and a red spiker, maybe. I believe that one had a shit head, so I'm going to push on to this next knob here and guys a bit more country. Well, the old mountain alarm clock has woken us up this morning. Yeah, I think you can hear that. About 7 kia all around here, screeching their heads off. It's cool to see. Apparently they're going extinct. Not up this valley, they're not. Well, it looks like it's going to be a bit of a tent day today. It's about 11 o'clock now, and yeah, unless the weather clears up a bit, then I think we're going to be staying put for the day. She's frickin' freezing out here. The snow's started to settle just up there above us. She's cleared up quite nice for the evening. Just had a backcountry meal and then jumped outside the tent to see a bit of blue skies. So we shot out with the binocs, but no cigar. Looked up and down the valley for about an hour and a half and nothing. You'd think all the bloody animals would be amping to get out of the wet bush and into the open, but they probably are, but we just missed them. Well, bit of a recap on this morning's antics. Got up at Sparrows and headed around the ridge there, glassed the bottom end of the valley, picked up a couple of reds but no wops. Tried to get the old big camera out, get the zoom down into them, but she wasn't having it. It was a bit cold for it, so might have got a couple snippets here and there, so I'll chuck them in. She's a well-worn game track over the saddle there. Maybe that's where all the animals are. We're about 100 metres from the bush line now, so I might just park up here. There's a bit more country going in here to grass now, and have a lunch, bit of Spanish smoky paprika tuna with brown rice. Ready to eat. Glass a bit more of this country here. Got onto this wee, looks like a red stag. 6 pointer maybe. Alright, so we found a nice wee tent site here. Not as great as a view as yesterday. A few trees. But yeah, sort of flat nonetheless. Bowl up the tent now, have some afternoon tea and then jump on the hill. As we're chucking camp up, which is literally 2-3 metres behind me here, we heard a couple of roars coming from down the valley. So I've snuck out here and I managed to spot both the stags. They're pretty close to each other now. One big even 10 pointer and another, haven't even counted the points, a scrubby head, but both reds. We've come back onto the tops where we had lunch today on the way down, and only so far spotted a spiker and 2 hinds way over on that ridge over there. Well, I've just spotted the stag we saw roaring at camp. He's pretty much in the same spot, doing the same shit. Just spotted a couple more red hinds, looks like, up above us there. that's it for this evening's hunt. It's starting to get dark now. 6 animals seen, but none of the right type. They were all reds and no Wapiti, so yep, it's time to head back down into the abyss and get a bit of grub into us. I think backcountry's on the menu for tonight. Thai chicken curry with rice. So yeah, get down there and see what tomorrow brings. Down the hill we go. We just stopped back there for a bit of a breather and an orange. Picked up that spiker we saw a few days ago now. He's up on the hill there having a feed, so yeah, he's of no interest to us. So, up the valley, down the valley to go, about 5k to go now. Well, we let off a couple of roars to which he replied to. Don't know if you guys would have been able to hear it because the river's right there, so it was kind of muffled. He's shut up now. He might have got wind of us. There she is. 7.5 hours walking later. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 deer seen, I think. A couple more heard. God, that feels good. Well, things have just turned a bit westward for our trip. Dad's just been on the sat phone to Mum, and apparently she's booked us tickets to fly home tomorrow. Yeah, due to the old coronavirus. If we didn't fly home tomorrow, God knows when we're going to get home. She's home James for us. All the gear loading into the boat now. Been a bloody awesome trip though, into some big country. Only had a couple days of bad weather, and cut a couple of days short, but that's alright. We got in the main area of our valley. Didn't hear a bugle though, it's a bit disappointing, but saw plenty of animals. Yeah, can't complain. On to the next one. And that was all she wrote.